So I just seen Monique on the Club Shay interview. And shout out to Shannon Sharp, man, because Shannon Sharp came through and took over this whole interview thing. People calling him the king or the gossip queen, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? People being funny and stuff, but I think he's a good interviewer. Even the way he be acting, some of the stuff he be saying, people be saying is kind of cringy, be acting like kind of slavery. But I think he's a good interviewer. He makes good interviews, definitely. He's definitely a contributing factor of why the interviews are so good on this channel. But that being said, we got Monique. Monique went up there and she co-signed exactly what I said about Cat Williams and DL Hughley. I was like, look, Cat Williams said a lot of good stuff, but the one thing that I didn't agree with is that he didn't go in on DL Hughley like he did with Steve Harvey and them. And I said that. I was like, DL Hughley is part of that same club. He's part of them. You know what I'm saying? So that was the one thing I said that I thought Cat Williams did that I thought was kind of phony and fake. So I was like, you don't going on them, you should have went on him too. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen Monique sit there and say that, I was like, yeah, go. You know what I'm saying? Go, sister, go. Because that's exactly the way I was feeling. And I made the video about it, so I said it. But she was saying a lot of good stuff. She was saying a story about how they was doing a movie or something, and the trailers blew up. And that's the one part I got to go back and watch it again because I had to get up at that point. I didn't see the rest of it after that. But yeah, man, and she was going in on Oprah, of course, and Tyler Perry, like she been. But I think Club Shay is about to be under a microscope. I'm sure he already is with the Cat Williams interview. You know what I'm saying? And all of his interviews are real big, not as big as the Cat Williams one, but even his regular interviews are in the millions consistently. You know what I'm saying? And if you know, like I know, the quote unquote powers that be, some people are not going to be cool with that. They don't like that. And at one point, Monique was even saying, she was like talking about herself and Shannon Sharp. Peace, Kimberly Frazier, how you doing? She even said to him, she was like, you never would have thought of, as they were talking about themselves, like a fat black girl. She was like, remember y'all was talking about Shannon Sharp? Like she was just being funny and stuff, but when he was dark skinned and he was stuttering and all this type of stuff, she's like, now look at this, stuff like that. But stuff like that is going to get Shannon Sharp in trouble because people don't like to see when you boast too much. You know what I'm saying? The powers that be. Once they see you feeling yourself too much, and I talked about this a long time ago, once the powers that be see you feeling yourself a little bit too much, they're going to have to put you in your place. So I said all that to say that I think they're going to come in on Shannon Sharp's platform and regulate it. They're going to regulate it in some kind of way. It's going to start coming political. And the one thing he already said that had me looking kind of weird at him, I got to say this. One thing Shannon Sharp did say, looking at him with the side eye, he threw in a little part on there when he was like, he was saying something to Monique, and he was like, yeah, this is exactly how we feel about when people say that. He was like, about Trump supporters. That's what he said. He was like, that's how we feel about Trump supporters. They act like he can't do nothing wrong no matter what he says. Took it a little bit political, you know what I'm saying? That kind of had me looking at him with the side eye, because now I'm sitting there thinking, is you about to sit here and endorse Joe Biden after this? Is that what's about to happen? But that's kind of like an endorsement for Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying? Kimberly Frazier, I can't really read all that right now because it's like a little bit small. But yeah, I was like, that's kind of shady, Shannon Sharp. You out here talking about Trump supporters, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying like to be for Trump or not, but I'm just saying, you know how delicate this stuff is. Saying anything good or bad about either side, people are going to take that as you're endorsing the other side. You know what I'm saying? And if shit, I don't believe in none of this stuff. Like if you follow me, you already know how I feel about politics and all that stuff. I think it's all theater. It's all a game. They're all in cahoots. It's all the same people. Nobody we see. I said this and I heard other people say it. I said this first. Nobody who we see really runs the world. You know what I'm saying? Nobody who we see is actually in charge. We never see the person who's really in charge or the people who are really in charge. So when he said that, that kind of turned me off. You know what I'm saying? But with all that being said, even though I feel like that, and with all that being said, I damn sure would rather see Trump in there than Biden. That's for damn sure. And of course, this video is gonna get flagged for the simple fact that I said that. But So yeah, I thought that, and also Monique's, she was saying about her husband and their relationship and stuff like that, talking about how she was small-minded and acted like she was still thinking like a child. Even with all her money, she was in her high horse. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't be checked. She couldn't have nobody talk to her and correct her and stuff like that. Females, take notes from that. You know what I'm saying? She was dropping some jewels right there. She said in the beginning she didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? She didn't really catch on to it, and she said it just happened organically. One day she always sat at the head of the table, and then one day she just naturally. You gotta watch it to understand what I'm talking about. You're not gonna really understand what I'm talking about in this part, but with her husband. But the way she was saying, she's like, look, I had to humble myself. I had to allow myself to be led. You know what I'm saying? Humbled and directed by a black man, or just a man. I ain't gonna say black man, just a man in general. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you ladies need to take heed to that. You know what I mean? Because that's part of the reason why we're in the condition we're in now as a people. The household has just been so rewrote and just messed all up. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's about it. That's all I gotta say about that, man. Monique, I'm gonna say more about it when I watch it again. Take some more of what she was saying, take it in and stuff like that. But I like how she agreed with what I said about DL Hughley. I said that a couple weeks ago after the Cat Williams interview. You can go on there and look at my video. I said he got everything. I said he got most of the stuff he said right, but I said the one thing I wasn't feeling is when he didn't diss DL Hughley. You should have just not brought him up. Don't speak of him in good light when you over here dissing everybody else, because he's on a team for one, and we have seen him do many questionable things throughout the years, a whole bunch of questionable stuff. So I'm glad she called that out. She said they had him on this show and they're gonna ask her husband. They asked Monique. They was like, would you rather your husband have sex with it was some guy with a condom on, or with Superhead. What's the Superhead's real name? Corinne Stevens, I think. Or with Superhead without a condom. And she was like, that disrespectful. Why are you even gonna ask me something crazy like that? So when she tried to talk to him about it, he was just like, it is what it is. That's how we do it over here. On some old just ignorant, you know what I'm saying? And that's not all, and other stuff too, you know what I'm saying? But that's about it. So shout out to anybody that came through. Hit the like button if you're up in here before you bounce. It would be appreciated. And that's about it, man. Shout out to Monique, man, for, you know what I'm saying? I always was a fan of Monique, you know what I'm saying? But that's about it. Shout out to everybody that came through. Stay out of the way of these jokers, man.